Welcome to the know. I'm Meg Turney. It's time to dust off those Virtual Boys, 3D TVs, and HD DVDs, everyone, because VR is here, and it actually might be a hit. I can't even believe that I'm saying that, but it's true. The Samsung Gear VR launched on Friday to throngs of headset-hungry shoppers. In fact, the Gear VR has already sold out at both Amazon and Best Buy. With a low price point of just $99, Samsung's phone helmet goggle thingy is the most accessible entry point into VR for the foreseeable future, as well as the first widely available headset on the market. Well, except for the rest of us who realize that you can buy cardboard that does literally the exact same thing. It's fine. But the more surprising news is the just-released market analysis about the expected adoption rate of VR. Fueled by the success of the Gear VR launch and maybe drunk off their own power, games industry analyst Superdata predicts more than 70 million headsets will be in homes by the end of 2017. Yes, that was 70 million with an M. For reference, that would mean that in the next 2 years, people will buy more VR headsets than the NES and SNES systems had ever sold in their entire lifetime, and more than the Sega Genesis and Nintendo 64 combined. Somehow, I don't really think we're gonna see Samsung VR kids for this Christmas, but maybe in the future. Superdata says that not only will VR have 70 million units in the wild by the end of 2017, but that VR sales will drive revenue of up to $8.8 billion that year as well. That's billion with a B. That's way up from the old analysis Superdata did earlier this year, where they predicted about $4 billion in sales by 2019. Per Superdata's other research, around 31% of America's 11 million PlayStation 4 owners plan on picking up the PlayStation VR, which isn't set to come out until sometime in the first half of 2016, and that still doesn't have a price point. Meanwhile, 18% of PC gamers plan on picking up the Oculus, which has a tentative Q1 2016 target. We're gonna have a lot of VR that time. And according to the founder, a price point that is probably going to be greater than $350. Jesus. Maybe we could just all download one, right? You download a car, you download a headset. Superdata's research didn't include any make-believe statistics on how many gamers they say will buy an HTC Vive, Valve's Steam VR device, but hopefully that hardware will fare better than Valve's Steam machines, which are already losing partner support after early testing shows poor performance against Windows. Still no word on whether or not Steam VR is going to make its supposed release window of 2015, although some rumors do place it coming out December 8th, just in time for Steam Winter Sale in VR. But the question still remains, is VR going to be a hit? Well, the early sales of the Samsung Gear VR are certainly very interesting, but keep in mind that there is definitely an audience that has been hungry for a slice of VR for a very long time. At $99, early adoption isn't too steep of a price to pay to dabble in a little bit of VR on the side, away from your monogamous gaming system of choice. A little bit of side piece is fine, gentlemen and ladies. But at $300 to $400, I mean, are we gonna see Oculus or the PlayStation VR fly off digital shelves at Amazon in the same way? As always, it's really gonna come down to games, right? And not just the tech demos or VR software that we've seen already, or the numerous AAA games that will no doubt be adapted to those headsets. They've already announced some along the way, but without big budget system sellers devoted solely to VR, we're really not gonna see the medium take off. And VR adaptation is gonna be given the same thought that PC ports and 3D movie conversions get. And we all saw how that turned out for Batman Arkham Knight. Right now, the biggest unique experience for the foreseeable future for VR is going to be titles like Robinson the Journey, which is a gorgeous adventure exploration game from Crytek, Eve Valkyrie, the VR multiplayer game set in the Eve Online universe, or Edge of Nowhere, Insomniac Games' Oculus exclusive, which combines the platforming of Uncharted with horror elements, which is really where I think VR is going to shine. It's going to be all about the horror gaming for me. You're definitely going to want to scare the shit out of people with those headsets, because that's really all they're good for. But unfortunately for VR, developers are saying that the real AAA console-style games might still be years away. So it might be a while before we really find out if VR is here to stay. So what do you guys think of the success of the Samsung Gear VR and the recent research suggesting VR is going to be a huge hit in the next 2 years? Do you guys buy it, or is it all just a gimmick, or does it make you want to vomit like it does for me? To stay up to date on the latest ways to strap phones to your face and to keep to the top of VR gaming news, like this video and subscribe to The Know so you can know what we know and be in the know on this show. Heart you! Tyler's fucking up everything!